Hello everybody, my name is Bobblehatboy and welcome to another Bobblehatboy video. In today's video I'm going to be talking all about the brand new roller coaster for 2024 at the Drayton Manor Resort. So, let's get started, shall we? To start with, here is some background information. In 2021, Drayton Manor closed their ride, which was called Pandemonium, which was located right next to Accelerator and looked Barry bonkers. I unfortunately never got to ride this ride. However, yeah, it looked ridiculous. Like, what is this? As you can see on screen, there's probably a picture on now. Then, in 2022, in the early days of 2022, not early days, early months of 2022, markings were found on the floor around the Apocalypse area. And then, in late 2022, it was confirmed that the park's Intamin stand-up and sit-down drop tower would be closing. This is, of course, Apocalypse. Did you ever get to ride Apocalypse? I would love to know. I did, and I personally loved it. I thought it was a really good ride, and I'm very sad to see it go. It was my favourite ride at Drayton Manor. That title is probably now Troublesome Trucks. No, it's probably Maelstrom. So, then, in late 2022, once it had closed, it was taken down very, very quickly. And then this year, construction started for their brand new roller coaster coming in 2024. Now, what is this roller coaster, I hear you ask? Well, it is an Intamin family lift and launch roller coaster. Who are Intamin? Well, they manufactured Apocalypse, which was at Drayton Manor, of course, and this ride is replacing. They also manufactured Shockwave at Drayton Manor, which is getting new sit-down trains for next year. They also manufactured Rita, Stealth, and 13, two of those being at Alton Towers, one of them being at Thorpe Park. They manufactured that sort of thing. And if you know, they also manufactured the likes of, I don't know, the world's tallest roller coaster, King Dakar, and they are manufacturing the next world's tallest roller coaster, Falcon's Flight, which will be very interesting to see. Anyhow, this roller coaster was said on the, I don't know, the label on it, it had spinning coaster. However, apparently that has been debunked and that isn't happening, but it might be a spinning coaster, you never know. It might have been a misprint, it might not. If it is a spinning coaster, that would be very interesting to see. However, support and track has officially arrived on park and it looks like this. Wabam! It looks pretty nice. The supports are like grey, this grey colour. And I don't really know what colour the track is, if I'm honest. Gold, maybe? However, is there just something with track being gold in 2024 that just doesn't look very gold? Yeah, I think that is definitely gold, but I don't know. It's a bit weird. The supports are like grey-black. But yeah, that's quite cool to see. And if you can see on the sports, there's little golden bits on it at the bottom. And that is because they won't have footers, this ride. It won't have the standard footers where it's like pinned into the ground. No, it will indeed, it will instead have what 13 at Alton Towers has, where they plonk in the support and then fill concrete around it, which is interesting. I mean, it works for 13 and it works for many other roller coasters in the world. So it's a pretty cool technique, actually. I quite like it. But yeah, that is what it is. A lift launch coaster. What does that mean then? I hear you all screaming. Well, a lift launch coaster means it has a lift hill and a launch on it. I know. Thank me later. Thank me later. I don't think you could have ever worked that out. This means that it's going to be quite a long roller coaster then, surely. It's going to be up there in the UK's longest. I mean, we don't really have that long roller coasters. Hyperia, cough cough, is not very long. But yeah, I'm very excited for this roller coaster. And in the surrounding area, the Drunken Barrels has been having a retheme. The Toilet Block has been having a retheme. Oh yes, toilet blocks get themed in here too. The Sheriff Showdown, which is of course already themed to Wild West, and the buildings by the Sheriff Showdown and by Accelerator are being Wild Westified, which the Haunting is slap bang in the middle of those buildings and Sheriff Showdown, so I'm interested to see what's going to go on with the Haunting, if anything. But yeah, it's quite interesting, a Wild West area. Very intrigued to see how this is. Of course, this is the first roller coaster at Drayton Manor since 2011, which was Ben 10 Ultimate Mission, now known as Accelerator. Are you excited for this roller coaster in 2024? Is it up there with your most interested ones of 2024? Of course, next year we're getting Hyperia, we're getting sit-down trains on Shockwave, we're getting Nemesis back, let's go! And we're getting this lift launch roller coaster. Please do tell me what you think in the comments below, and I will hopefully See you all later. Goodbye!